I'm Turk Strongman, Logic and Methodology of Mind Institute. Thank you for selecting this video on Spiritual Warfare Uncovered. Before we delve into it, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, right now is a good time to do it. That way you can also activate the notification bell feature and be apprised of my new uploads. You can also right now very easily share the joy of this channel with others. Click on the thumb up icon immediately below this media player window. What is spiritual warfare? It means a lot. It means different things to different people. Well, it's not specifically defined according to general knowledge, for one thing. And also, being spiritual, I mean, most of us who know the phrase or the name spiritual warfare have an idea that spiritual can mean a lot of things too. In fact, it probably does. So spiritual warfare, same thing, So there can be a lot of views on this, and probably most of them correspond with reality. So some are rather, new agey. Some are rather biblical. Well, some are spiritualistic. Like those who engage in spiritualism may say that they are doing spiritual work of the spiritualistic side. This can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. And there are a lot of levels at which spiritual warfare exists. Well, it's any war. It's any warfare, right, that's not physical. Well, the thing is here, though, that all physical wars have their other side, the hidden side, and it's the spiritual side. That's always there. That's always there. But there are not always physical wars associated with a certain phase of spiritual war. Some spiritual warfare is at the mental level only, or yet finer levels. They're not all physical, but all physical war does have its spiritual side. In fact, the spiritual aspect is that's like the 90% of the iceberg that's not seen. Physical war is the tip of the iceberg. It's the less vastly diverse side. It's the less. It's the side of far less magnitude. It's not very causal. The causal plane, the mental plane, that's where the real war is really taking place. In all cases. Now, all other war, especially the physical, the more physical side of war we talk about, the more we're talking about something completely insane and stupid, idiotic. It's self-destructive, idiotic, plain stupid, very consciousness hijacked and perception deceived. And completely nuts. Just insane thing to do. It's a bunch of people killing another bunch of people. At the bottom of it, that's what it comes down to. If we remove all of our beliefs from it, all of our political beliefs from it, all of our patriotic beliefs from it, all of our religious beliefs from it, all of our cultural components of it, and just look at what war does, what it is we're doing. It's physical, so we do it. And of course we think it, we act it, but it manifests as what we do, okay? And there's a bunch of people killing another bunch of people. Ask yourself now, is that sane? Just take a look at that, just that. Well, if it's, if one king is pissing off the other king, and we're invading, well, then you got a war. I'm not talking, take that all away. Let's take a look at what a war really does, what it is, what we're doing. All right? So we don't get caught up in endless controversy over whose point of view should have precedent over whose, or what culture should be the one by which all others are judged. Whatever. No. Let's just do a basic linguistic analysis of a thing. Or, what does it do? Let's say it. One bunch of people killing another bunch of people. Or both bunches of people trying to kill each other, killing each other. And that's the action. At the heart of it, at the root of it, that's what it comes down to. Now, there are other levels of its operation. Mental, just take a look at PSYOPs. That's what it's about. There are many levels at which it affects us, but they're all connected with the physical act. Right? Then there's the other side, the hidden side, the side we're uncovering, the covered over side, the blind, the dark side, the occult side, the esoteric side, the spiritual side. You got this world and you got the other world. You have this world and you have the spirit world. Spiritual warfare, the phrase spiritual warfare kind of really closely in meaning, connotation, corresponds with the spirit world. And spiritual warfare has to do with the spirit world. All right, so we're all part of this. We're all part of this. So is it just an internal battle we have with ourselves? No, but it includes that. We have an interconnection with the heart of the whole thing, the whole hidden side. Because we are involved. We are mutually interpenetrative with that side of the thing we're talking about. We're in it. It's in us. Yeah. But insofar as we have that connection with it, there's what we can do about it now. What we can do about it. Say what? Well, don't we have to be an ascended master? Don't we have to be Jesus? Don't we have to be God? Don't we have... Who's going to slay the beast? Well, don't you have to be, have some kind of divine dispensation for that kind of activity? Well, who are you? Like Krishna? What was his student? Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, the Mahabharata. Arjuna, the warrior, being taught by Krishna. He's the greatest spiritual warfare epic ever written. the Mahabharata, especially the Bhagavad Gita portion of it. No, you don't have to. You're in it. The war's happening. It's there. It's always there. And you can act at it. You can do something. Now, that requires movement away from consciousness hijacking. It just inherently, by necessities, as a primitive, involves movement away from consciousness hijacking, as well as from perception deception, and all of their entailments. And conversely, movement toward, conscious movement toward mastery of self by self, personal evolvement, and all that that entails. And true selfhood, recognition, realization, and manifestation of true selfhood. That's the essence of the war. That's what is to be done. That's what should be done no matter what. Without the opposition, without the antagonistic forces, without the enemy in the war doing what it's been doing for a long time, well, this antidote, see, would have been getting done anyway, all along. That's what we'd have. But no. There's been this war. There's been all of this influence. There's been all of these unseen factors. And the minute we recognize that, or the minute that starts to infringe upon what we would deeply inside be doing instead, left up to master ourselves all along, to manage ourselves, all that we would have is the antidote, no opposition. So it wouldn't really be an antidote. It would be our natural development. Well, it seems pretty unnatural now, though. So we have to reverse that. We have to just blow off the opposition and do what we would have been doing anyway without them. Movement away from consciousness hijacking and perception deception, but blow the, they're out, right? No more attention to those, right? And movement toward mastery of self by self, and the other two, personal involvement and true selfhood. Now, those are the foundation for the spiritual war. It must continue to be fought. Battle after battle will be won, and will be won again. And that's what can be done, and that's what must be done. And war by itself, just the physical side of war, by the way, it's insane, it's stupid, it's idiotic. I don't thank veterans for their service. I'm a veteran, and I understand the recent, the last several decades custom practice of in our society, thanking a veteran for his service or her service. I mean, it doesn't mean much to me. I mean, I don't want to thank for that. It's socially polite. I get it. It's reinforcing. Unfortunately, it's very reinforcing to the most insane, stupid, horrific, abominable thing that humanity ever got caught up in, having been instigated to do. One bunch of people killing another bunch of people and back, and vice versa. That that smolders in the human heart. Still. It has for ages. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The only war, the only part of it that makes any sense, really, it makes any sense, is the part of it that we're uncovering here. The spiritual side of it. Now that is more difficult, more horrific, more challenging, more demanding, more comprehensive, and more consequential than the physical side of war. You can't get out of it. You're either all caught up in it, inside and out, thoroughgoingly, through and through, and not realize it, or you realize it. And you don't have an excuse like, well, I'm not going to join the military, or I'm too old, or, I already served, or military won't take me. No. This isn't physical. You don't need to pass a physical. Although it would be a very good idea. It's not required. Not at first, anyway. Just your physical health I'm referring to. Anyway, there's no excuse, right? Uncovered. When I was 8 years old, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a certain day of the year. 2 hours later, after laying there awake, a bright light flashed in my room, just over my feet, which were covered. I was under my blankets, under my covers, right? Covered up in bed. Bright light flashed, and my blankets flew straight up in there. They were tucked in at the bottom and down there past my feet. But here where they were loose, my arms were under them. I really wasn't able to move for the whole 2 hours. I felt a buildup of energy, like electrical charge, ionized air, maybe. And I smelled something musty, like what you expect one of the upper floors in a bedroom of a uninhabited castle, like 1,500 years old. Nobody has lived there for centuries. And the smell of it in the stone wall rooms. Smell like that. And a feeling of being present in a time long ago. All at the same time. And then the blankets flew off right after the light flashed. And I grabbed them and I caught them and I pulled them down. And they tugged on my hands. Tugged, trying to pull away again. Every 15 minutes, I could see a clock. A luminous dial on my desk in the dark. I kept my eye on it. And every 15 minutes to the second, this would happen. And then it weakened, went away. And 1 year later, to the day, to the minute, to the second, I was laying there awake again and looking at that clock. And exactly at the same moment as it did last year, it all happened again. It all happened again. Like I was in reset right then. Like the whole thing, including me and my awareness, were put on reset. Reset, okay, event starts now. Except I knew what was going to happen. But that held no sway in my actions, my decisions, my feeling. It's just like this awareness, knowing where this is going, but all the same thought processes as last year were also going on, and that was the predominant mental activity at the time. Okay, see what all happened again? Uncovered. I got the idea after both of those years that all I could come up with about what happened was just a general description that somehow I got caught up in, was made privy to, made subject to, even contributed to some little battle, a little skirmish, a little tiff in the battle, the ages-old battle between good and evil. And this is how it, this was its event right now, and it involved me. It came to me. Got me all caught up in it. And screwed with me, too. An 8-year-old child. And a 9-year-old child. Twice! Okay. Well, I got the idea. There's this ancient battle between good and evil. I want to tell you, I was right. But that's a very vague description. It manifests in a lot of ways, folks. It's constantly happening. It's constantly there. All right? And whether you're aware of it or not, it's a fact. Yes, the spiritual war goes on. So what are you going to do about it? We are not playing games here. When we talk about spiritual warfare, it's not a word I use. It's not a term I use a lot, but it's been like a topic here for a little while now. A theme going on of uploads. I guess you could call them a series. Anyway, that's what we're talking about. Now that's down to earth. You don't have to have any kind of like special. You don't have to be you have a doctorate in you don't have to have a doctorate of divinity degree. You don't have to be a pastor. You don't have to be a priest. You don't have to be. No. You don't have to be Superman or Superwoman. You don't have to be God boy. You don't have to have a special scripture with you. A specific scripture. You don't have to be religious. You have to be informed. You must have a plan. You must have a method. You must have your inner depths mentally and so forth. All, on the same page. You have to have a plan. Like I said, you have to have escape routes. You have to, you have to have contingency plans. It doesn't have to be anything specific. I mean, you have to get the hang of this, Kind of have to know what you're probably dealing with. What you can be dealing with. It does not involve pitting one unseen entity or being against another. It does not involve commanding or requesting any of their help on your behalf. It doesn't involve the waving of wands, the drinking from chalices. It doesn't involve the turning of cards, or the throwing of bones, the throwing of stones. It doesn't involve incantations. It doesn't involve mantras. It doesn't involve facing any specific direction at certain times of the day. It doesn't involve you doing any out of the ordinary physical gestures. It doesn't involve you wearing a special kind of clothing. It involves you moving toward mastery of self by self, or overall managing your overall personal evolvement, and the establishment, recognition, and the realization, making real for you, to you, and of you, true selfhood. Those three. And in one regard, those three replacing or supplanting consciousness hijacking and perception deception. By all means. Those are requirements. Those are those are close involvements. I want to show you something, and then we'll be done. All of these paintings portray or present, represent some level of spiritual warfare. Here's one. Okay. All right, let's just start here, right? The opposition, the other side. They're on the other side of the battlefield, coming at you. All right, now, let's see. Can I get more light? I need my glasses, sorry. Birth control glasses. When you wear these, you're not going to get laid. All right, so let's see here. See, there's this, no more light. All right, well, you kind of get the picture. Whoa! Man, that's a bit bright. Oh, that doesn't work very well. Let's try yellow. Hang on. Let's try something. That's not the one. This is the one. Yellow. Yeah, there we go. How about yellow? What's that do? Oh, yeah, that's actually more realistic. This is the opposition. They're hidden in plain sight, man. Right there. Well, they're not in. They'd be in sight if you could see them. You can certainly learn how to recognize them and so forth. All right, they're hidden in plain sight. So there we go. That's one. So yeah, that has to do with spiritual warfare. So's this. So's this. Oh man, it's really hard to hold. Man, that's pretty amazing, isn't it? Whoa. Wow, man. This is interesting, to say the least. So, and some people have it like this. See? Denoting a battle, right? Some kind of a battle. Wow. Man, that's pretty wild. Okay, spiritual warfare, right? There's another one. Hang on. I just thought I would show you these things, all right? So you get into some areas like this. Wow, man. Wow. gotta change. Well, I'm trying to get this right, man. It's really hard. I don't want you to get a glare. Get into some places like this, right? Some areas like this. Areas of mind and consciousness and cosmos. Kinds of things. This is a visual representation of things that aren't visual. This is amazing. That's really amazing. Oh, man. Wow. Okay, there's one. And then some places that are even darker. Darker than that. Here, like this. Oh. Oh, man. That's beautiful. Oh, my God. What do you think? Where was that cool color? Oh, my God. Wow, man. That's amazing. I don't know if you can see this, but you see here? You see on this lower circle? There's actually some kind of symbol a few places around the inside of the outer circle. You can see. And those are enough to build. That's enough of just a foundation there for actually making a timepiece out of that circle. You start with those 3 or 4 marks that are there, and go ahead and fill everything in. Like, it's a different language, but there's enough there to figure that out. Yeah, there is. I did it on purpose. Alright, so anyway, spiritual work. Here's another one. Things like this must be dealt with. What is it? I don't know, but there it is. Right? There we go. What is this guy anyway? Oh man, so much glare-ishness. Wow, that's really amazing, isn't it? Shit. Whoa. There's yellow again. No, I like the white, man. Okay. So, yeah. There he is. Oh, it's so hard to get the light right. Oh, yeah. Man, come on. I wish you could see him all at once, but anyway, that's a nasty one there. Okay, I think that's it. Spiritual warfare. All right, that's enough, man. 34 minutes.